Welcome to the Old Man's Corner. Grab a cup of coffee and come on in. I'm going to talk a little bit today about where are we going moving forward as individuals, as a nation, as neighborhoods, as friends and family. At the start of a new year, we get a new opportunity to do those things that we'd left undone from the year before or previous years before. I think most of us are probably planning on a better year, hopefully financially and emotionally and spiritually. But I think, as we know, that takes a lot of planning and a lot of effort to get to those points. I think most of us also believe that the country is kind of headed in the right direction. It's going to have some hiccups here and there, but I think we'll deal with them. As long as the good Lord's watching over us, then we'll be able to get through them. I don't know about you, but I know that I've become very disillusioned with the news and the media and these type of things, because they're not always telling us exactly what's going on in the world. There's always these little hidden things in the background, and then maybe days later we find out that whatever was said wasn't true, or that it was totally something different. But that is also the way the adversary works, little truths and little lies, and trying to catch us all up in those type of situations. I don't have many friends out there and family that love one another and want to encourage each other to move forward in their lives and do the things that will be pleasing unto them, and also to help others along the way. It gives us all a spiritual boost, a very solid uplifting, which I think we all need from time to time. There are many things that people forget about when they're moving forward, and that is they forget to take their friends and family along with them, and their good thoughts. We sometimes get so busy in our lives that we forget that our life encompasses much, much more. Encompasses many people and many places and many things, and we sometimes don't pay much attention to those type of things. And I think maybe we, as human beings, need to start paying more attention to those type of things. The things that are going on in the background of this world, we have really no control of. What you can control is basically just your situation, and help others along the way to help in their situations. We all know from day to day everything changes. Nothing is static. It moves. It's in constant movement. It's like a flowing river. It flows, and you're never going to touch that same spot along the river, because it's already moved on. And that's what we do as spiritual people and as mortals in this world. I think that one of the hard things that we do sometimes is holding on to the past. Some of it we think we need to let go of, and other things we hold on to simply because they are in our hearts, or they're part of us, they're part of our soul now. And we need that assurance for ourselves and for those who are involved in our lives, because we don't meet people by happenstance. I think there's a meaning to all relationships and all meetings. Some people will come into your life for a short period of time, and some will stay for a long period of time. Some will come in as friends, and some will leave as friends. Some will come in as lovers, and others will leave as lovers. As life changes in each of our lives, we have to comprehend that in their lives it's changing as well. And it is up to them to whether they want to incorporate us in their lives anymore. Sometimes we can do that simply by, you know, talking to one another, or sharing things like on Facebook, or, you know, like here on YouTube. Um, Share these different things so that you acknowledge their existence and their being, and that you've not forgotten about them, and that you continue to care about them. A lot of the things that I'm able to do is I share a lot of things on Facebook, and I still have a lot of great friends and family on there that I love to see what's going on in their lives. Maybe you might call me a voyeur. I love checking into people's lives and see how things are going. I often check into, I check into the local newspapers from where I grew up. I don't so much where I'm at now, because I don't know anybody that much down here, but there I still know people. So I check and see how they're doing, and if they're in the paper, and how things are going on in the communities up there, and the changes that are being made. I may never get back there, but at least I can hold on to those memories and watch how they are improving in their lives. I think sometimes also we need to be aware that we're not being ignored by people. Sometimes it's just that they're busy with their lives. It can get depressing thinking that, well, I've had these people in my life for many years, but yet I've not heard nothing from them for a while. And it's probably because they're busy. And also, we too can contact them. It's not just one-sided. It's a two-way street. And sometimes that, in some cases, that can go on for years. And yet, when you do reestablish communication and stuff, it's like nothing has ever changed. You go on talking with each other like you met them yesterday and talked with them yesterday. So, and in some cases, that doesn't happen. People move on and move out of the area, or move on with their lives and into different relationships. And unfortunately, sometimes they no longer need you in their life to help sustain them. So therefore, you don't hear from them. And that's okay, because that is progression. That is life progression. There's also spiritual progression. Sometimes you have to protect yourself by moving on. I think for the new year and on, we need to kind of decide on what we're going to do. Today I'm going to decide to do this, but tomorrow it may not be the same thing. I may not be the same person tomorrow that I was today, because today I might feel good and I might feel like doing something, and tomorrow I may not feel like anything and not want to do anything, and therefore put a halt on my progression for that day. Sometimes some of the simplest things are the best things to be doing anyways. Sometimes we need to learn to be quiet as well. Too much noise in the world is confusing and detrimental to our spirit. So we just need to be quiet. My dad used to always tell me, you can learn more by listening than you can by talking. Listen to what people have to say. Listen to, in nature even. Listen to the sounds, and you can sit there and hear what's going on. And that gives you a sense of calm and peace, because then you have a comprehension of the things around you, and you are aware of the things around you. Many times I've sat in the woods in the middle of snow, and it's almost like you can hear the snowflakes falling. It's so quiet and so peaceful. And you can hear wood crackling from tree limbs breaking off, or you can hear like a mouse or even a squirrel running across the leaves, and things like that are still there. Those things touch the spirit and allow us to grow, and allow us a calm, a peace, a recognition of what life was before we were in our spiritual realms. There's a lot of beauty out there, and there's a lot of good things to get involved in, and you don't have to do them all at one time. Not everybody's going to be a millionaire. Not everybody's going to be a rock star. Not everybody's going to be a famous person at all. To everybody, but in our individual lives, we may be all those things to somebody. So I think holding that in our hearts and understanding that can help us through the days and help us to move on and create a better situation for ourselves. Sometimes our physicality, stops us for a while, and so you can't do the things you used to do. But if you don't get up and try and move, you're going to have problems. I had been recently sitting a lot in front of the TV and things like that, and you get stove up and you get old real quick. But you also find out things like I got out and raked the yard the other day and found out that that old can hurt. You get sore muscles that you haven't used and stuff in a long time. And got a few blisters from raking the other day. I forgot to put on my gloves, and this whole skin just ain't as tough as it used to be. So, but I just want to drop in here and talk to you a little bit about this and share this with you and ask you, what are you going to be doing for the next year and beyond? Have you made any plans? Have you decided if you want somebody in your life or you don't? Or do you have big changes coming up? Or are you stagnant, or are you going to be static? These are things I just think, we need to consider. And if you have something big planned, or you just have some little things planned, let me know. Drop it down in the comments down the bottom, and share some with other people out there. Cause I'm sure they'd be glad to hear what's going on. Maybe they can help you. So I just wanted to get on here for a little while today and talk to you a little bit. So know that I love you all, and that things are good if you think them to be good and work at them being good. So y'all have a great day, and I'll talk to you later. Bye.